You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, beautiful. You are listening to episode 88 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. Fancy meeting you here.
Fancy meeting you, Sean,
Yes,
in my TV room.
which we are recording immediately after the last episode.
Yeah,
We're getting a few under our belt, I guess,
why not?
because we can.
Yeah, we have the evening open. We're staying inside.
Yeah, it's miserable out.
Mm.
It's
Still.
It's still, yes. Just like it was last week, it's miserable still.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about time travel.
No.
We're not here to talk about the weather.
No.
We're not here to talk about getting over yourself because that was last week.
Right, what are we going to talk about today?
How about the commercialization of love?
Yes, because this episode is being released on Valentine's Day.
February 14th, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although today, as we're recording, it's actually February 4th.
Right,
But that's a secret that we're not going to tell anybody. The listeners don't need to know that.
you just told them.
They're not listening to that part.
Oh.
They're thinking about how in love they are
Right,
and how much they need to spend on flowers
yeah,
and chocolate.
right. Cards,
Cards, definitely cards.
lingerie.
Lingerie, probably some diamond jewelry,
Ooh,
like a bracelet, a necklace, or a ring.
right.
Yes.
Did you ever get any wonderful Valentine's gifts?
Ooh, this is bad, but I can't think of anything.
Okay, did you ever give any memorable Valentine's gifts?
I have given memorable Valentine's gifts, I'm sure.
You're sure, but you can't think of anything? It's really...
Yeah, not offhand. I do remember I wanted to impress Trish, Bishop's mom, my son's mom,
Yeah.
on our first Valentine's.
Okay,
So I enlisted the aid of her sister
okay.
because we were living in the basement of the house that her sister was living on the top floor.
Okay,
So I took Trish out for dinner.
Yep.
And the sister, Rachel, I had gotten all this stuff. I said, what I need you to do while we're out is spread rose petals from the stairs all the way to the bedroom and have candles going and wine and all this stuff and soft
Wow.
romantic music. And
That's so sweet.
it was the best Valentine's Day Trish had ever gotten because every other one had sucked.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it special for her.
Yeah,
Now that's cheesy and that's typical, but she loved it.
but so much appreciated.
Yes.
Guys, it's not that hard.
It's not, is it?
I don't think so. I really have to tell you, though, I don't have a real happy, memorable Valentine's Day.
Never ever?
I'm pretty, overall, I would say I've been disappointed most.
Oh, no.
But that's my own fault.
Is it?
I think so.
Why is it your fault?
Because I have these expectations.
Uh,
Why do I have those expectations, Sean?
because society has programmed you to expect fireworks
Roses.
and roses
And-
and over the top.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? Over the top.
Expression of love.
Yes, that. Displays.
Yeah.
Over the top displays of affection
Mm-hmm.
on Valentine's Day. One day out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Keep the flower companies in business? I don't know.
It's because there was a Roman Catholic priest by the name of Valentine.
Oh, from the 3rd century.
Right.
Right. Isn't he the guy that performed secret weddings for young Roman soldiers because
Right.
Claudius II had outlawed marriage?
Exactly.
Something about young men making better soldiers if they were unmarried.
Yeah, so he didn't want them to be married, and I guess the story goes that this priest married them, and that's why we celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't know if any of that's true.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
And who knows what's true. And that's 1,700 years ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the internet back then.
Right.
So we don't.
And I betcha that back then they didn't give chocolates and roses on Valentine's Day.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I wasn't
Since
there.
it wasn't...
Roses existed and sort of
yes,
chocolate.
But not on that specific day. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, since it just started.
Well, most of our holidays and stuff have pagan origins, so maybe that's where it came from.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Because there's a lot of conflicting information out there on the internet, and if our listeners are interested, they can just Google it.
Yeah.
But nobody cares.
Yeah.
We thought we'd do a little bit of research.
Yeah, why
but
not? For fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I don't know why I do that to myself. Because I do that for my birthday, too. I have these expectations of what's going to happen.
What's going to happen? What do you expect?
I don't know.
Surprise parties?
No. Well, no, because last year when I turned 40, I did my own party because I was afraid I was going to be disappointed. So that's comes from... Anyway. Yeah, so I have the expectation of, like, flowers and nice smushy cards and romance.
On your birthday or on your Valentine's?
Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And then for my birthday, I mean, what's wrong with the same thing? Like, I guess on a...
Well, it's 2 weeks later, so...
Just a lot of love in 1 month.
Well, and it's a short month, so it shouldn't be that hard.
No. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Right.
don't know. I've already bought a card for my husband.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. And Valentine's Day is such a
woman-centric holiday?
Yeah.
Because women look forward to it, and guys are like, oh, crap, here we go again.
Right. What am I going to do? Am I going to fail people? My wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my...
Whoever.
Partner.
That's probably the best.
Yeah.
Because it's expected. And you get pounded at by the advertisements.
Every kiss begins with K.
Roses, flowers, cards, jewelry, chocolate, stuffed animals, lingerie, like you said.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I've ever bought lingerie for any of the women that I've been with on a holiday.
But have they bought lingerie kind of for
you? Well, for themselves,
right.
but for that occasion.
Really, it's for you.
I'm pretty sure that has happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's interesting, too, how right after Christmas you see Valentine's Day stuff coming out.
Yeah, like immediately, as soon as the decorations are put away, here comes all this pink stuff. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The jewelry stores and their commercials. It really ramps up.
It definitely does.
He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
So, what do you think a good gift for a male would be for Valentine's?
What would I want?
Okay, let's start with that.
Okay, let me think about this. I am not a typical person, so I would like... What would I like?
I don't know.
Huh.
And, like, I was thinking about this. Is, like, a book a Valentine's gift, or is that just, like, a regular thing?
You know what? I like books, so I would not be opposed to that. I think I've received watches before, but that's a personal thing. Yeah. So if I was going to wear a watch, I would want to pick it out myself. Okay. But if she took me to the watch store and said, I'm going to buy you a watch, pick one out, that would be a romantic thing. Because...
Okay. So let's say you wanted to buy somebody a necklace, and you bought it for them and they didn't like it and wanted to exchange it. Would you then be offended?
No.
Okay.
Because everybody's tastes are different. And if that's not your style, like say I just started dating this lady, and we've only been together under 6 months. I might not know what her style is.
Right.
But I might want to get her something. Because you know what? It's been 6 months, and I want to get you a necklace or a bracelet or something. So I'm going to get this for you. If you don't like it, we'll exchange it and get you something that you do like.
Yeah.
You know, because your taste might not match what I think you would like. And the fact that she appreciates what she got in the first place is all that matters. The fact that she didn't like that particular one, that's no big deal.
Okay.
But I'm more enlightened than a lot of people, and I could see how some people would
That's
be
true.
offended.
Because I did that one time.
Tell me.
I don't think it was, I forget what occasion it was. But I received a ring, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I went and picked a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my ex-husband before we were married, I think. Anyway, yeah, and I don't think he was very happy about that.
No, eh?
No.
That was a long time ago when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
See, he was probably, what, like 20?
Maybe 25 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're this age, we're in our 40s.
It's different.
Different. We've had life experience.
True.
We can't expect people to automatically like what we like.
True.
But some people are still that way.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't grow.
Yeah, that's true. Some people don't expand their mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what will expand your mindset?
What?
Listening to this promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network.
Hey gang, are you looking for another podcast to listen to? Well, you're in luck. The Nerdy Laser is a podcast, and we specialize in 90s nerd culture. But we don't leave anything out. If something is cool and nerdy, we will talk about it. So join myself, Richard Yule, and a variety of guests on the Nerdy Laser podcast, available on iTunes, Podbean, and the ESO Network.
And if you guys don't check out that podcast, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know. I will.
I know you will, because you check out every one that
I
we
do.
play, because all of us here on the ESO Network, we all love each other.
Yes.
Because we're a team, we're on the network,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we play each other's promos.
Share the love
Share the love.
on the ESO network.
That's right, and what better day to share the love than here on Valentine's
Day.
Right?
Yes.
You know what drives me crazy?
What?
When people call it Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cute when kids do it,
Yes, that's cute.
but not when adults do it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's another thing, speaking of kids. Remember when you were in school and you had to give people Valentine's Day gifts card? Yeah,
Yeah.
I never liked that.
No?
No.
How come?
Because it seemed forced.
It really does, and it's kind of a waste of paper and waste of money and a waste of time.
Yeah, it is.
What do the kids do with those? They look at them for a day and then mom chucks them in the garbage because they're causing a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're all spelled wrong and it's horrible.
But the kids think it's fun.
Not all kids think it's fun.
A lot of kids think it's fun.
I choose you. Is that fun?
I guess so. Valentines are so different than when I was a kid.
Yeah,
You want to know a funny story?
I do.
Right before my ex-husband and I started dating, or going out as we called it, we were still in high school. I gave Valentine's that year, and I was 16 or 17 or whatever I was. I think 17. And I chose very carefully which Valentine I gave to which person.
Of course.
And I gave him one that was a little more special
Mm-hmm.
because I liked him.
Aw.
Yeah.
And you guys were seeing each other at that point?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So was it the Valentines that did it?
I don't know.
Did that unlock his heart?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It must have been.
I wish he was here right now.
Why? So we could ask
We
him?
could ask him.
Should I call him?
Do it.
No.
Come on, you got your phone right there.
No.
Call him up and ask him if it was the Valentine's card that
No.
made him fall in love with you.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We can put it on speaker. It'd be hilarious.
It might be, but I just don't want to put him on the spot. That's okay. I'll call him after we're done this.
Okay.
And then we can record it. And if it works out, we'll put it in.
Yeah, you think that'll work?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's carry on for now.
Okay, so if that doesn't happen, we're not editing that in.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
All right, so instead of calling Corey to ask him, I have him here with me. Well, actually, I'm at his place. So we're going to ask him and see what his response is. So when I gave you that Valentine, how many years ago?
Many years ago.
When we were still in high school, I gave you the very most special Valentine. What did you think?
Well, I had an inkling that you liked me then, but I was a little thick, so I wasn't entirely sure, to be honest with you. But I was definitely intrigued, and I thought, hey, maybe she's kind of into me.
Right. So that's a good way to give a Valentine to somebody you like. Just pick the most special Valentine.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea. Would it work again for somebody if they at work or?
Probably not at my work because they're mostly ugly men.
Oh.
But conceivably, yes.
Okay, well maybe don't do that then, but maybe it'll work for you in the future.
Maybe, you never know.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was the Valentine, special Valentine. I don't know.
I believe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So what would you, let's say you were in a relationship 6 months or longer, what is your typical go-to Valentine's gift?
What is it? Usually you try to find a nice place to go for dinner that isn't jam-packed with people.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, I think at our age now, we're usually living with our person.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the gift in the morning when you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But if not,
Yep.
then, of course, you go on your dates and you exchange the gifts.
Right.
And go home and have some wine and then make mad, passionate love.
Right,
I
of
would
course,
suppose.
because it's Valentine's Day.
Because it's Valentine's, so you
And
have
you
to.
have to do it on that day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Here's my experience.
'Kay.
That the Valentine's gift, this is what happened last year, was purchased after work on the way home.
Okay.
That bothered me.
This was last year?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the only time that week that he had a chance to make it to the store? Or are you thinking that he forgot?
I'm thinking he didn't care enough to do it beforehand.
Did you get something on Valentine's?
I did.
Then quit your bitching.
Get over myself.
Get over yourself.
I know, right? And I try to tell myself that. And you know what's terrible? We just mentioned that my birthday's very shortly after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
He did the same thing on my birthday. He didn't come home on his lunch because I was home.
Yeah.
But he went shopping for my birthday gift.
Okay, well that's decent.
Yeah. Is it?
Hey.
Like, he knows when my birthday's coming. He knows.
Because it's the same day every year. Both of them.
Exactly. It's not a surprise. Ooh, it's my birthday today.
But maybe he's just a last minute shopper. Maybe he has the idea in his mind for months and weeks ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? And maybe he just I want to get it while it's fresh.
I think so, because you know what he did for Christmas for me this year is
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve, at about 3 o'clock, he went out and bought me a necklace.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he's just a last
So I
minute.
just need to just get over that. That's just.
I think so.
That's my expectation.
'Cause-
What's wrong with that?
What is the difference between him getting you a gift on February 14th or, say, getting it
On
January
February
19th?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
I bought this 3 weeks ago and it's been sitting here. Or I bought this on my way home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
You're right.
what's the difference?
You're right.
Is there a difference? Am I just not seeing the difference?
I guess there's not a difference.
I think as long as you got the thing
Yeah.
that shows that he loves you, although with Daryl, I would assume that he shows you all year round that he's in love with you.
Pretty well, yeah.
See?
He's a good guy.
So do we need a special day?
Not really.
I don't think we do. I think
No.
it's a manufactured holiday
Mm-hmm.
for Hallmark cards. the
From a
flower-
Roman Catholic priest.
Yeah,
How 1,700 years ago? What does one have to do with the other? Nothing.
exactly. And what's up with this Cupid fella anyway?
Cupid, stupid. Isn't that an old song?
Stupid Cupid?
Stupid Cupid.
I think it's a song, yeah.
Cupid shooting the hearts. Arrows.
Into people's hearts.
Yeah, making them fall in love.
I don't know. It's just the way it is, I guess.
Do you believe people are destined to be together? And I don't mean that in that there's only one person for you. I mean, do you think the universe has it in all along that you're going to be with that person for whatever amount of time you're with that person?
Like it's written in the stars?
Yeah.
That's a good question. And I go back and forth on it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think it's all just random happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
And, you could, we could be hanging out and your friend could come over for a coffee and I'm here and we could click.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yep.
Is that destiny or is that fate or did that just kind of happen because we were in the same place at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did God plan it 200 million years ago? Who knows? I don't think so.
I think, and I use the word universe, some people use the word God.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is kind of all destined.
So there's no free will?
To some degree, yes. But I think no matter what you do, you're going to end up with the same outcome. Way it just may take you longer to get there. Just like some people fall in love with the same type of person over and over again before they realize that that's not the right kind of person for them.
Yes, that's true.
So it's just a lesson that has to be learned.
Because the universe keeps giving you the same lesson over and over again. Yes, I know, there's a snowblower, and it's probably being picked up on the microphone right
yeah.
now, but we're going to ignore that.
Okay.
And that's the beating of the heart of the universe.
Right.
It's not a snowblower.
It's not?
No.
It's the universe.
It's the universe. And it's not barking dogs in the other room.
No.
No.
This
is high quality recording right here, Tracy.
I apologize.
Hey, life happens. Life happens.
Do we want to pause and change rooms?
No.
Because this is right beside where there's snow blowing.
But you know what? It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Because in the other room, there will be dogs. So we'll either have barking or we'll have snow blowing.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So maybe we should actually kind of wrap this up.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
What is your overall view of Valentine's Day? Mine is that I really want to be showered with love and affection, but I also believe that it's just a commercialized day. So I'm kind of, I'm on both sides.
I could do without it because it seems like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yeah.
But if we didn't have it, then how would you have a special day to mark your love for somebody? Well, the single people.
Anniversaries.
You know, like
birthdays. There's so many other days.
There is. And I've been single during Valentine's, and I've been attached during Valentine's. There's no difference.
No.
You can just ignore
just a
it.
day.
Yeah. Like a lot of couples just choose to ignore the whole thing.
I think that's honestly kind of how Daryl feels. Like, he'll do whatever, buy the flowers or whatnot, but I don't think he really cares.
He doesn't.
No.
Guys don't care about that. Some do, but for the most part, we don't care. I could do without it. And for the most part, I don't want to be at a restaurant when all these other couples are at a restaurant. I would be happy to thwart society's expectations and avoid all the crowds and celebrate my love on the 13th, the 15th, maybe in June.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like to follow society's expectations. For sure, you do have to on Christmas and Easter and Halloween. But when you want to express your love to somebody, that could be any time. That could be every day.
It should be every day.
You know, you don't
really.
You don't have to buy flowers or chocolate or jewelry on a specific day to show them.
Yeah.
It's how you feel, not what you show. Or maybe I said that wrong. But the most important part is how you feel about each other.
Yeah.
And you can show
and
your
as long
affection.
as the other person knows how you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't need to show the world that, hey, look, I bought this thing for my person on this day.
Really, for sure. And social media will be full of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I'm on both sides. I'm a sentimental woman who appreciates being romanced.
Yeah, I get that. And don't get me wrong, I would be thrilled to death if somebody sent me flowers on Valentine's Day or gave me a gift card to the bookstore.
Right.
Or, you know what, even just brought me a coffee and said, hey, I love you. This is for you. I was thinking about you. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
I don't need jewelry.
So it doesn't have to be the classic Valentine's Day type gifts.
Precisely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I should get Daryl fishing lures?
Is that what he likes?
Probably. He would like that. He likes to fish.
It's probably more practical than a ring.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably.
Like, it's the same thing when you get married to somebody. You're like, do you need an engagement ring? Well, it's expected, but you need some renovations on your house. Here's our engagement fence that I purchased for the backyard. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
And I've always thought that way.
Yeah.
I'm very non-traditional sometimes.
It's true. And I've heard before that it doesn't matter what I propose with, whether it be a plastic ring or a huge diamond. The answer and the feeling should be the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. A lot of people actually, I think, get engaged Valentine's Day. Right?
I think that's the cliche, And
I don't think I would like that.
a lot of people that I've talked to don't like that either, because they're like, well, you wasted a Valentine's Day gift on an engagement ring.
What?
Yeah. Or like if you get it for their birthday. Like, say your birthday's coming up and
Right.
I'm going to propose to you,
Yeah.
and I give you an engagement ring for your birthday. Well, that's cheap out, because you didn't actually get a birthday gift, you got an engagement ring. And you were just asked on your birthday, so you got ripped off on a special occasion. Even though you got something really cool.
Yeah.
But
A lifetime together.
oh, yeah. So there's all kinds of thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I would like to know what our listeners think of Valentine's Day
Yeah.
and holidays in general.
And share how, because this is coming out Valentine's Day, what did you get? What did you give? How was it for you? If you're single, how are you feeling?
Yeah, exactly. You can email either an email or record something on your phone, on your voice notes. Send us an
would be
MP3.
great.
I would love to play listener comments.
Oh, that's a great idea.
soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. That would be fantastic. And of course, listen to the end credits for all the other ways to get a hold of us.
Yes.
Share the links. Spread the love of the Soul Forge. And remember, love is when you sit beside someone doing nothing, yet you feel perfectly happy. This has been another episode of the Soul Forge Podcast. Find us on Twitter @SoulForgePod or email the show via soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. Soul Forge is a production of Sean Vanderloo and Friends. You can find Sean on Twitter and Instagram @DarthVaderloo. Remember to visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links and share the show with everyone you know. Thanks for stopping by the Forge. We'll keep the fires lit until your next visit.
For all its popularity, history doesn't give us any guarantees as to the origins of Valentine's Day. But we do know it contains vestiges of the early Christian church and ancient Rome. The association between mid-February and romance goes back to a pagan festival known as Lupercalia, likely honoring either Lupa, the she-wolf of Rome who suckled Romulus and Remus, or Faunus, their god of fertility. The festivities began with an animal sacrifice. Then the ritualistic slapping of young women with strips of the animal's skin and blood to bestow fertility for the coming year. In the 5th century, perhaps in an effort to Christianize the pagan festival, Pope Gelasius declared February 14th as St. Valentine's Day. As for the real St. Valentine, there were reportedly several canonized by the Church. Legend has it that one St. Valentine, a defiant Roman priest, lived during the 3rd century AD under Emperor Claudius II. Claudius was an ambitious ruler. His battles required vast armies of men to abandon their young families for long periods of time, resulting in a military that was half-hearted and homesick. So determined was Claudius to stop love from sapping the will of his armies, he banned marriages altogether. Father Valentine thought the ban unjust and defied the emperor, continuing to marry young lovers in secret. The emperor eventually caught on to the priest's actions, arrested him, and sentenced him to death. It is believed that young couples he had secretly wed would visit his cell, passing him flowers and notes through the bars as symbols of their gratitude. The story continues that the condemned Father Valentine fell in love with his jailer's daughter. On February 14th, the day he was executed, it is said he passed the young girl a note. It was signed, "From your Valentine." A tradition was born. Cupid, the winged matchmaker, started out as the Roman god of love, inspired the image of cherubs for Christians, and is now a favorite of card makers and mass marketers. Our modern Valentine's Day, removed from its religious and pagan past, has evolved into one of the most celebrated holidays on the calendar. On average, Americans shower their loved ones with 180 million roses, red ones naturally, and almost 36 million heart-shaped boxes of candy, not to mention all those cards, dinners, and diamonds. All told, the holiday brings in almost $14 billion annually, giving retailers plenty to love as well. But if you're worried that you can't afford to treat your loved one properly next Valentine's Day, take heart. The poets were right. Love is really all you need.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.